I'm doing my presentation on Leo Tolstoy and the story The Death of Ivan Ilyich. In the early years, he was born on September 9th, 1828 in Tula Province, Russia. He was the youngest of 4 boys. When his mother, Princess Volkonskaya, died, his father's cousin took over caring for him and his brothers. And when his father died 7 years later, his aunt was appointed the legal guardian of him and his brothers. When his aunt died, they then moved in with a second aunt in Kazan, Russia. Even though he experienced a lot of loss at an early age in his life, he used those memories in his later writing. He received most of his education through French and German tutors, so homeschooling. He entered then University of Kazan's Oriental Languages program, where he struggled as a student. So he then transferred to an easier program, but ultimately dropped out due to excess partying. He then returned to his parents' estate and attempted to become a farmer. But that didn't work out because he was too often absent on social visits to Tula and Moscow. He then, after that, began keeping a journal, which would then later inspire much works of fiction. One day his brother came home from the military and convinced him to join the army, so he did and was transferred to Sevastopol, Ukraine, where he fought in the Crimean War from 1854 to 1855. In 1862, he married Sofia Andreevna Bears. Some of the other publications other than The Death of Ivan Ilyich, he had a trilogy in the beginning of they're a kind of trilogy of autobiographies. They're called Childhood, Boyhood, and Youth, and they were written of his fondest childhood memories. The Cossacks and Sevastopol tales were both related about his time in the war. The first one about his day-to-day life in the army, and the second story was about the striking contradictions of war. He wrote War and Peace, and that was his first great novel, and it shows his belief that quality and meaning of one's life is mainly derived from his day-to-day activities. His second best-known novel was Anna Karenina, and it was fictionalized some biographical events from his life, and the relationship in the book is said to resemble that of him and his own wife. His religious conversion. So following Anna Karenina, Tolstoy suffered a spiritual crisis and became depressed. He really just struggled to uncover the meaning of life. He developed his own beliefs and expressed them in The Mediator in 1883. His new beliefs prompted him to give away all of his money, so while his wife strongly objected that, and that put a strain on their marriage until they actually came to a compromise, and he conceded to granting his wife the copyrights and presumably all the royalties to all of his writings predating 1881. So the story I actually read and did this project on was The Death of Ivan Ilyich. So in 1886 he wrote this story, and it was one of his most successful works. So in the main character, Ivan struggles to accept his impending death, and he realizes that he had wasted his life on trivial matters such as social status and career advancement opportunities. This theme of the story correlates with that of War and Peace in the sense that they both highlight the importance of quality and meaning of life. In the end, Ivan realizes this is too late in his life to realize this and is pushed into the figurative black sack, ending his life. In his elder years, he established himself as a moral and religious leader. So his ideas about nonviolence, resistance to evil, influenced the likes of social leader Mahatma Gandhi. His nonviolent beliefs are kind of ironic due to the fact that he fought in the Crimean War, and he wrote multiple times in his works about his life during that time. So it was kind of ironic that he became a speaker and a supporter of nonviolent resistance. His beliefs created tensions in his home life. His wife disagreed with his teachings and disapproved of his disciples who visit him regularly at his estate. In order to escape his wife's resentment, he embarked on a pilgrimage with his daughter and physician. Just a month into their pilgrimage, a station master in Ostapovo, Russia, allowed the writer to rest in his home, where he then died shortly after. This is a picture of Leo Tolstoy, and this is my works cited. Thank you.